Hello everyone. So for your Jee Advance 2026 preparation, now we will solve this question. This is multi-correct questions and very interesting, and this concept, especially the function y is equal to e की power 1 upon x. This is a basic function, and the function which is created by this e की power 1 upon x. The problem based on this function is always there in the advanced examination. See, the question says that let the function y is equal to f of x satisfy the differential equation. This is the differential equation. So definitely we have to find out the function first. By solving this differential equation, we have to find out the function and what kind of function that will be. We will see there. That is the function is formed by using the function y is equal to e की power 1 upon x. Now then, here giving that the limit extending to 0 negative f of x equal to 1. Okay, this limit is given. Why this limit is given? Because when we solve the differential equation, we will use the concept of integration, and there we will get the constant of integration. That constant of integrations we can find out by using this limit. Okay, then these are the options. Range of fx is 0 to 1 excluding half. Fx is bounded. Now what is meaning by bounded? Bounded meaning you have to understand also. Function is said to be bounded if its range is. So it is related with the range. Function is said to be bounded when its range is any interval, or the graph of the function is bounded between two horizontal lines. Correct? That is the meaning of bounded. Means upper limit or lower limit is not going to towards infinity. Okay, that is the meaning of bounded. And then option C is limit extending to 0 positive f of x equal to 1. And option D is the integration of fx dx is greater than integration of fx dx when limit is 0 to e and when limit is 0 to 1. So this option is automatically correct. There is no question, because we are integrating the same function with a different limit. So it is 0 to e and it is 0 to 1. E is greater than 1, and of course this option is automatically correct. There is no question with that. Correct. Now first I will explain you about this function y is equal to e की power 1 upon x. This function we will explain, because I said that this function is super duper important for your Jee Advanced examination. You will get the question based on this function, or by using this function we can form some other functions. Correct. So y is equal to e की power 1 upon x is an exponential function, but it is not e की power x. It is not e की power x. It is 1 upon x, and therefore its domain is every real number except 0. Only 0 it is not defined, otherwise it is defined everywhere. This is the domain of this function. Okay, now the question is how to find out its range. E की power 1 upon x function, how to find out its range. If you understand finding domain, range, and all the other characteristics of this function e की power 1 upon x, then you can solve these questions easily. Correct? You are not getting e की power 1 upon x directly as same function here or in other questions, but the functions are definitely formed by using this e की power 1 upon x. That is important. So therefore you have to understand this y is equal to e की power 1 upon x. The domain is r minus 0. Okay, now coming, when x is approaching towards positive infinity or negative infinity, x is increasing towards positive infinity. This is 1 upon infinity. 1 upon infinity means this is 1 upon infinity, and that is equal to 0. If it is 1 upon minus infinity, even it is 1 upon infinity, that is equal to 0. 0 is not plus, not minus. So when x is approaching towards plus and minus infinity, so 1 upon x is approaching towards 0. Correct? If it is approaching towards 0, therefore e की power 1 upon x, that is y, is approaching towards 1. Approaching towards 1. Now you have to understand that approaching, it cannot be 1 because x is not exactly becoming infinity, it is approaching towards the infinity, not exactly infinity. Correct? So therefore this y is approaching towards 1. Got it? Okay, fine. Now coming to the, when x is approaching towards 0 positive. Okay. When 0 positive, x is approaching. So this is e की power infinity. 1 upon x is approaching towards positive infinity. Correct? And therefore e की power 1 upon x, that is equal to y, is approaching towards infinity. Approaching towards infinity. So the range means it is not bounded. I have explained about the bounded, that its upper limit is approaching towards infinity. Range is going towards infinity. So you understand the meaning of bounded? Bounded means the range of the function must be any interval, open interval, closed interval, whatever it is, but not the upper value or lower value approaches towards the infinity. If it is approaches towards the infinity, function is not bounded, it is unbounded. So this is unbounded because range is approaching, upper limit is approaching towards positive infinity. Now what about when x is approaching towards 0 negative? Okay, therefore 1 upon x is approaching towards minus infinity. Here minus infinity, we can say that. So therefore e की power minus infinity, that is 1 upon infinity, e की power infinity, that is 1 upon infinity, that with y is approaching towards 0. Y is approaching towards 0. So this e की power 1 upon x, note down, if e की power 1 upon x is approaching towards infinity, when x is approaching towards 0 positive, when we are approaching towards 0 from the right hand side, and e की power 1 upon x is 0, approaching towards 0, when we are approaching towards 0 from the left side of 0. So that is important. So therefore I can find out the range. This is 0, this is infinity, this is 1. But it cannot take 1, it cannot take 0, it cannot approaching towards infinity. Correct? Correct. So therefore you can say that it cannot 0 to 1 union 1 to infinity. It cannot be 0 also, open interval. It cannot be 1. So I can write down like that. This is the range of this function. Got it? This is the range of this function. This is unbounded. Definitely this is unbounded. This is unbounded function. This is its domain. This is your domain of this e की power 1 upon x function. This is the concept when x is approaching towards 0 positive. Limit, you will get the problem based on this kind of function also on limit. So x is approaching towards 0 positive, then e की power 1 upon x is approaching towards infinity. Therefore once when you want to find out any limits where e की power 1 upon x is there, so just put e की power 1 upon x into the denominator, so that 1 upon infinity is 0 when x is approaching towards 0 positive for right hand limit. For left hand limit, e की power 1 upon x is directly 0, no problem with that. Correct? And the range is given by 0 to 1 union 1 to infinity. As infinity upper limit or maximum value is approaching towards infinity, therefore it is not bounded function, rather it is unbounded functions. Correct? So this is the concept of limit of, अच्छा derivative concept में भी आते हैं. When I can put dy by dx, I can differentiate this. This is e की power 1 upon x into minus 1 upon x square. So this is the f dash x. This is f dash x. This f dash x is required to Draw the graph of e की power 1 upon x. If you want to find out the graph of this function y is equal to e की power 1 upon x, then you need derivative. First order even, second order. Correct? Fine. So we understand this e की power 1 upon x concept over here. Then you can solve these questions. Now coming to the question. Okay, now coming to the question. What is the question? The function fx satisfies this differential equation. Let us solve this differential equation. What is that? This is x square dy by dx equal to y square into e की power 1 upon x. So e की power 1 upon x function is there, na? Therefore, now this can be solved by variable separable method, that is dy by y का square is e की power 1 upon x by x square into का dx. I have separated the variable, therefore I can integrate. This integration is integration of y की power minus 2 dy, correct? This is minus 1 upon y, and this is coming to be minus 1 upon y, correct? And here we will put, what put? We will put 1 upon x equal to t minus 1 upon x square dx equal to dt. Therefore 1 upon x square dx equal to minus dt. So this is minus e की power t dt, that is equal to minus e की power t plus का c. I can replace t. So finally you will get like that, minus 1 upon y minus e की power 1 upon x plus का c. I can multiply it by minus, no problem. This is 1 upon y e की power 1 upon x minus c can be written as another c plus c, no problem. Constant, that is constant, correct? So the question is 1 upon y is equal to e की power 1 upon x plus c. So therefore y I can write down is 1 upon e की power 1 upon x plus का c. This I can write down, correct? This is your function. This is your function. Y means f of x. This is f of x. This is your function. Now we have to discuss about its range. It is bounded or not bounded. The bounded and not bounded, that is unbounded, is depend upon its range. So both option A and option B are related with each other. Means you have to find out its range. But this function is 1 upon e की power 1 upon x plus c. First you have to determine c as well. You have to determine c as well. Where from we determine the c? We can determine the c from here. Limit extending to 0 negative. Left hand side limit is 1. Correct? We can determine from here. Got it? Let us determine. So 1 equal to limit extending to 0 negative 1 upon e की power 1 upon x plus का c. 0 negative. So when 0 negative, e की power 1 upon x is 0, na? Told you about the e की power 1 upon x. When we are approaching towards 0 from the left hand side, then e की power 1 upon x is 0. So that is equal to 1 upon c. So finally you get c equal to 1. So when c equal to 1, your function is, correct? When c is equal to 1, your function is 1 upon e की power 1 upon x plus का 1. This is your function. Finally you got the function. Let us write down over here. What is your function? Function is y is equal to 1 upon e की power 1 upon x plus का 1. This is your function. So you have to find out the range. Now coming to the range. The range of this function, okay, can be find out by using the concept of again maximum value and minimum value here, correct? That is the way we find out the range of such type of function. So when x is approaching towards same process for what we did for finding the range of e की power 1 upon x. Same process we will do over here when x is approaching towards plus or minus infinity. Correct? When x is approaching towards plus or minus 1 upon infinity, e की power 1 upon x is approaching towards, e की power 1 upon x is approaching towards 1. Correct? And therefore here y is approaching towards 1 upon 1 plus 1, that is equal to 2. So y is 1 upon 2. So y is approaching towards 1 upon 2, but y cannot be 1 upon 2. Huh? It is approaching towards 1 upon 2. When x is approaching towards positive infinity or negative infinity. Now we will think about the x approaching towards 0 positive. Correct? 0 positive. So when 0 positive, e की power 1 upon x is approaching towards, I think, infinity. Correct? Infinity. So it is infinity plus 1, infinity, 1 upon infinity, 1 upon infinity is 0. Y is approaching towards 0. So this 0 approaching, approaching means it cannot be 0. That is, whenever 0 is there, we will put open bracket, not close bracket. So at the moment 0, 1 by 2. Now when x is approaching towards 0 negative, e की power 1 upon x is approaching towards 0. Therefore y is approaching towards 1. Y is approaching towards 1. So see the e की power 1 upon x function's importance. You will get there. The function which is based on e की power 1 upon x. So therefore range is 0 to 1 by 2 union 1 by 2 to 1, maximum value 1. It is approaching towards 1. That is the range. So therefore this option A is correct. 0 to 1 minus half. Correct? And as no upper value or minimum lower value is approaching towards infinity, therefore function is bounded. Option B is also correct. And this 0 to e integration fx dx is greater than 0 to 1 fx dx, that is okay. That is obvious. No problem with that. Now coming to the option number C. Limit extending to 0 positive of fx. fx means this is 1 upon e की power 1 upon x plus 1. When 0 positive, e की power 1 upon x is approaching towards infinity. So 1 upon infinity means 0. So here it is given as 1. Therefore this option is wrong. So I hope that you understand the importance of the function y is equal to e की power 1 upon x. You will definitely get a question on your Jee Advance 2026, which is definitely involving this function, and the question based on that kind of function you can practice.